when iron mount.
Okay, good afternoon everybody. I'm YiXiang, and I'll be giving you the overview and progress report of the general project. So what's been done this week is that we just finished the initial sizing of the constraint diagram on Monday, but this will be subject to changes throughout the rest of the project. So I think Tommy will go into more detail with regards to the constraints diagram, but it allows us to move on further with regards to getting the wings up, getting the weights up, so you can get the hull as well. So it allows a lot more, all the groups to move on with their individual components. Okay, but this is not set in stone, so the weights and all the properties of the aircraft will change, but we just work within the framework of what we've gotten so far. So division of work, with regards to the division of work, we have split up the work as such. So for Sheng, we will do project coordination, so mainly correspondence with the lecturers, doing the scheduling, the meetings, and I'll be doing information management, which is more of micromanaging the various groups. Sheng will be doing seaworthiness, and I'll be doing airworthiness. Of course, this is all not, it's not going to be a clear-cut division, so we'll be working on each other's parts together, but this will be the main framework of our jurisdictions. And Sheng will be working on CAD as well, and I'll be doing cost estimation. So with regards to airworthiness, there's currently a lot of things going on. Sheng will be taking over the stability part of it, which involves wing gusts and yaw and pitch instability, while I will be covering the takeoff, landing requirements, structures, and propulsion requirements. So I'll go into that in further detail later on. Yes, so my role this week will be to get the detailed mission profile up, getting a broad overview of the project, which involves reading up a lot and speaking to everybody, so individual teams on a day-to-day basis. So at this point, I'd like to remind everyone to come for the morning meetings as much as possible, because it allows the facilitation of information between the groups. So I know some of you have been coming, some of you have not, but it would be good if you guys came at least once every 2 days. Okay, and also I've been doing work redistribution. So some groups have a higher workload than other groups, and what I've been doing is taking work from some groups and giving it to other groups. And lastly, I'll be looking at alternatives to our current design. So this is to facilitate the decision-making process when anybody reaches a roadblock in our current design process. So this is our detailed mission profile. There are 7 segments altogether. So the first 3 phases have to be completed within the 8-hour restriction set by DARPA. Currently, it takes around 7 hours. So I've left out an extra hour for acceleration, deceleration, transit, and general allowance purposes. There are some things that I've shaded in purple, which have not been figured out yet. So it's subject to changes at this point. Yes. So basically, it's from phase 3 onwards when we are going submerged, the submerged phase that we have not figured out yet, but phase 1 and 2, which is the cruise phase, and the initial cruise, and the technical cruise, which is the in-ground effect when we apply close to the surface of the water. We've got that kind of figured out. This is phases 4 to 7. So it's extraction and then returning back to the base, basically. So again, the underwater phases are not completely figured out yet. So we don't know how much water we're going to take in for the weight fractions, and we don't know how fast we're going to go. You're going to dive, you're going to surface and everything. But as the project goes on, I hope that we'll be able to fill this up as we go along. Yes. So I've came up with a dependencies graph. Basically, it's the roles of each group and what they are supposed to do, and the tasks of everybody are highlighted in purple. So I shan't bother you with the details of it, but the main thing to take away from this is that we will be looking at to optimize the utility, weight, and performance of our vehicle, and cost is secondary to this aspect. Yep. So moving on to alternatives that I've been considering. First is for the aerohydro. I'm looking at the possibility of underwater glider. So this is the X-ray, which is a UAV which the US military uses for scouting purposes underwater. So basically, it's using the buoyancy of the plane to generate lift. So as it changes in buoyancy, it sinks and it rises, and the lifting surface can provide the force that propels it forward. 3 lifting surface configuration. So this is the Piaggio P180, and it claims to have an increased efficiency in flight with the 3 lifting surface configuration. In addition, we're currently experiencing a pitch down moment, which I hope that the front canard will counter and can be able to counter, as well as helping with submerging and maybe even lifting off, water takeoff purposes. Folding wings. So this is the Icon A5. It's a sport plane and it's designed with a folding wing concept. And although we're not going to be designing such a lightweight plane, we could look at the concept of how the folding mechanism works if we want to pursue such a design. And lastly is the shear water. This is a shear water, and it has a retractable hull. So this is as the stability people have proposed, and the stability people have spoken, and I think even the aerodynamics they'll be going into more detail later. There needs to be a step in the hull of the plane for it to take off. So what the shear water does is it has a retractable hull, so that there's a very little aerodynamic penalty with regards to when it's flying. So another option would be, instead of a retractable hull, it will be an inverse hull. So instead of the bottom coming out, we can have the back coming inwards. So I'd like to say that all these things are not, we're not going to use them right as of this point, but it's only such that we have extra cuts in our hand, so to speak, so that when we need them, we can take them out and play them if we like to. So propulsion, electric aircraft. So this is the E-fan by Airbus. Yes, Airbus. And it was test flown 1 month ago. And Airbus has plans to unveil more electric aircraft in the next 10 to 20 years. So I read that a hybrid electric aircraft is going to be flown by 2030. So maybe we can look at the integration of electric propulsion system. Lithium air batteries. So it's basically air breathing batteries that are much lighter than conventional lithium-ion batteries. So the figure that I got was 5 to 15 times the energy density of lithium-ion. So the weight comes from taking in air. And lastly is this nifty app that I found online called Java Prop, which could be used for propeller analysis. So stability systems, VTEL. I've been looking into it, but of course there's some problems with the integration with the propellers. So this is a Beechcraft Bonanza and a CG calculator, but this is for hobby planes. So maybe I'll continue digging and maybe I'll find one for proper aircraft. So airworthiness. There are two types of airworthiness. One is DEF10 and one is mil-spec. DEF10 is the UK standardization, and the mil-spec is the USEF. the US ones. So we'll be looking at Dev10 in more detail, whereas MilSpec is more of like a cross-referencing purposes. So if I can't find anything from Dev10, I'll grab it from MilSpec, something. The number that we're looking at is the 00970, sections 1 to 8, which will cover everything from limitations to power plant to structure and stability. So this is the takeoff and landing things that I've taken on. This is from section 7, which is the limitations part of it. And basically I've given these numbers to the aero group for their initial sizing, the constraints diagram. So, well, I will not go into detail. So lastly is the CAD. So this is the initial sketch done. I call it the CPIC. This is the real CPIC. This allows. This is not the final design, apparently, obviously. But it allows the flight sim people to work on testing out the how it's done and everything, and you can identify possible issues early on, so that should any crop up later on, we can dealt with easily. So, yep. Thank you. Any questions?
So, why have you chosen the British specifications rather than the American ones? Which are more stringent?
That's a good question.
Because I would have thought that the obvious thing to do would be to go for more stringent criteria.
Okay, firstly, it's a question of which one is easier to get. So, the British one, you can get it from this website, everyspec.com. So it basically lists all the standards, all the specs, even new specs, even the US ones. But the thing is that Dev10 has all the specifications in one document, which is the 00970, whereas MilSpec has, so it's kind of dispersed all over the place. So there's a STD, there's which is Mil standard, and there's like Mil A, Mil B, Mil C. So it's very difficult to find exactly what you're looking for. So
I think what you should do is you should probably spend a significant amount of time looking at both of these, and if the American one is more stringent than the British one, then obviously it would be foolish to design according to the less stringent condition.
Alright.
Can you go back to your mission profile? Yeah. So for the entire dive and battery recharge, there's something missing. Especially for the battery recharge part. Won't you be spending fuel to actually charge it?
Yeah, I've spoken to the propulsion team, and they say that the fuel needed is very small, but I still highlighted the box in purple. So
okay.
But I don't think that a significant amount of fuel.
When you say very small, because we just added, how much was it? We added another ton to this, and there was a huge knock-on effect, right?
7 more tons.
Oh, so that's small.
It's currently 18 tons, the thing.
Yeah. So how small is the extra amount of fuel that you require to carry it along for that entire journey in order for you to power the batteries?
So if you use a diesel electric engine, a petrol electric engine, that's 29.7 kg of petrol.
Just that?
Just to charge the batteries. But if you want to use an integrated system, meaning that you are using the turboprop to charge the batteries, then I need to take more time to look into the IDG, the integrated drive generator, and how much fuel it needs to charge up the batteries.
Any more questions?
And how much of a problem is it? You mentioned that people are maybe not coming along to the morning meeting. How much of a problem is that been?
It's not a big problem, and it's just basically information exchange. So it just makes my job easier, makes everybody's job easier if people come along. But at this point, it isn't a big problem because everybody knows what they're going to do.
So do you think the best approach to encouraging attendance is carrot or stick?
I like to think that.
And if it's stick, then you can start taking a register and showing it to me if necessary.
I think I prefer to let
Or you
people
could
decide
bake
what
cookies and distribute them.
I think it's not a big problem. I like to let everybody's an adult now, so it's up to them if they want to come. Prefer.